What's up again, everybody? It's your girl Shaving J. I hope I'm not talking too low. Everybody's sleeping, so I don't want to bother anybody. Um, I put on some clothes since usually I don't. I just record not caring how I look or whatever. So I decided to put on some clothes today. Well, tonight. Um, in case you're wondering what color I have on my lip, you see it? I got it from Sephora and JC and it's called Freesia Flash. Hope you can see that. Freesia Flash. It's by Smashbox. Looks like this. It's so pretty, y'all. But yeah. Okay, so this video is basically going to be my college uncensored video. And I'm basically going to talk about a couple topics for college students. Basically, I just wanted to give college students some advice and kind of show them and tell them what's going to happen when they do get to college this fall, which I know it starts back tomorrow for some people, but for most next week. So let me just hop right into it. I have 11 topics, so it might take me 2 videos to do it. Okay, so let's get started. So the first topic, on your own. Okay, so first and foremost, no one is going to babysit you. Not your professors, not your roommates, not your friends. You're in college, so you need to start making decisions for yourself. You need to push yourself and make yourself do things that you may not want to do. So no one's going to babysit you. You have to get up and do it for yourself. The transition from high school to college is exciting yet scary, but one thing you don't need to do in college that you did in high school was not study. You have to study in college. And as a freshman coming in, I don't think I really studied like that. It didn't really sink into like a couple months after I got into college. I didn't want to study. I didn't like studying. I didn't study in high school. I don't think nobody really studied in high school. Who studies in high school? You can still pass. High school is freaking easy. But when you go to college, you have to study. There's no way around it. You can't pass a class without studying, unless you're just as smart, you know. But I can't pass class without studying. So study. Make a schedule and stick to it, because once you join organizations at school, once you have a job, and once you pick up the hours that you're taking each semester, it's going to get really hectic. So get a calendar or get an itinerary from the school. They're usually free. And jot down your times, jot down things you have to do so you can make room to study and do your homework and things like that. That's going to be very, very important and very key in your college career. Making a schedule and keeping it. On-campus jobs. Okay, so now that you're on your own, you need to make grown decisions. You need money, right? And I put on-campus jobs because I would prefer to work at an on-campus job than to work at a Macy's or JCPenney's or something like that, because on-campus jobs really work with you. They work around your school schedule, and they're more lenient when it comes to you want to take off due to school-related events. So if it was me, I would get a school-related job. I would get an on-campus job. I'm sorry. So on-campus jobs, they work in your favor. You can't go wrong with them. On-campus jobs. Okay. The last point for being on your own is your professors do care, and they will do what they can to help you, but you have to do the work. Your professors care. Some professors, I've never run across a professor that was like, I'm gonna get paid either way. You know what I'm saying? They do it because it's something that they love to do. It's their profession. You know, they love talking about it. Your professors care about you. You just have to do the work, and when they see you doing the work, they will help you. I remember my sister took a class. I think it was a class for a major in nursing or something. And she was like, I know I was supposed to make like a C in the class, but I made an A. Because her and the professor communicated. She emailed the professor. She talked to the professor after class. And she worked with her. And that really helped her in the long run. She got an A rather than a C. Okay? So talk to your professors. And another thing I want to point out for being on your own is what you did in high school. I wrote it down. Doesn't matter, because Everyone has a chance when they make it to college. Everyone has a chance to make it when they go to college. So if you were born in high school, that's fine. You still have a chance to make it when you go to college. If people didn't like you, if you weren't popular, that's fine. It doesn't matter. You're in college. You're going to change anyways. So just be you, do your work, and things will work out for you. I promise you they will. Don't worry about what happened in high school because in college it won't matter. Okay? The second point is how to look up professors. I wish I had my laptop, but ratemyprofessor.com, okay? And I'll put that down at the link, down at the bottom in the description box. rateprofessor.com. Rate my professor. It's good so you can see if your professors, you can see what your professors are like. They rate the professors. They have the list of professors at the university, and people comment on them and basically tell you about your professor. They tell you if the accent is unbearable, if you can stand it. They rate how easy the class is, on easiness, on clarity, just everything you want to know about the professor. Now, I rate my professor. The writing in the comments may not be 100% accurate, but I guarantee you they're at least 90% accurate people. I have yet to read a comment or a rating on my professor, and it was not true. Some people that I know are like, no, it's not true. You know, I don't use it because it doesn't match up with what they say it's going to be. But every time I use it, it's pretty much dead on. Okay, so are my professors. And if you get a professor and they are not only my professor, then that usually means that the professor is new to the university. Not necessarily new teaching, but new to the university. So if I got a professor and I looked him up and he wasn't on there, I would be really happy because that means it's his first time teaching at the university, which means he or she is gonna be more lenient when it comes to your work. Now, yeah, basically, she's gonna be more lenient when it comes to your work. So don't fret that that professor is not on the website because usually that person will be easier. Okay, that's what I've experienced during my college years. Okay, so look up your professors. RemontProfessor.com. My third point: books. Don't buy from the off-campus or on-campus bookstore because they will charge you the highest price they can for whatever book you're getting. The only reason I would buy a book from the on-campus or off-campus bookstores if I have to. Like when you get up in your core and your major, you'll have to buy new books, and usually just the university has it because it'll be like custom made, like the professors at your university wrote that book. Okay, so they require you to get that book, and only your university will have that book, so then you have no choice but to buy it. That's the only reason I will buy books from the bookstore. Now you can buy books from the bookstore rented, but even still ones at Amazon or Check or like buybooks.com, and I forgot the other website, but just going on any other website besides buying or renting your book from the bookstore is cheaper than renting your book from the bookstore. So they charge you the highest amount, and they will rent your books from a higher price than you would if you got it offline anyways. So I would suggest to just search around on your social media sites, ask people from your university, ask upperclassmen, just basically search around. Do your research, and I promise you'll find cheaper books than ever. You can be talking about it in like the grocery store, and somebody be like, "Oh, you going to store? You go to the store and so you taking this? I have the book," and they'll give you the book like just like that, and they'll probably give it to you for free. And if they do charge you, it'll be a little to nothing price because I know you're a college student and you don't have all this money as well. Okay, so ask around on your social media sites. Exalt every option when it comes to buying a book. Do your research, do your social media work, do whatever you have to do to find the cheapest price possible for your books because the prices are going to be ridiculous. Like, school hasn't started yet, but I've already started looking at my books, and for the most part, since I'm in my core, they're new books, and I have to them from the university, and my total right now is like $435.54, and that's not even including the classes that I have to take that are that are online where I have to buy like online stuff. So I'm gonna be at almost $600 this semester on books. So please exalt every option when it comes to buying books, because the price just really racks up and you don't want to be overwhelmed and trying to do other things with your refund check and you can't because you have to buy these extremely high books. Do your research. If your professor requires you to register through a website and it requires a fee, then you usually don't have to buy a book. And what I mean by that is if you take a professor and he wants you to use websites like My IT Lab, Econ Portal, My Math Lab, things like that. Ask your professor if a book comes with it, because usually it does. Or when you're or when you're registering for the website to do your work, it'll have an option where you can buy get the registration to the work, or you can do the registration and buy a book as well. And you won't be out of more than maybe $98 doing that if you buy the online book as well as the registration fee to do your work. Okay, so in any event, that's still cheaper than going out to buy a new $120 book, and then doing your registration fee is probably going to be like $75 plus. Okay, so make sure you ask your professors if you do need to still buy a book for a class, if your professor is making you register online to do homework and quizzes and stuff like that. And when school starts back, I will definitely do a video of these registration sites that I'm talking about, so you guys can kind of know and get a sense and feel of what I mean when I say that. Okay? If you want to have your books the first day of school, or I guess the first week of school, then go on your university website bookstore. I said that wrong. Go on your university's bookstore online, or you can just go up there to the campus bookstore. If you're living in the city, you're going to be going to college in, and it's gonna already have the fall. It's gonna already have the semester in the year. All you have to do is put in the course. Like if you're taking accounting, put in accounting, put in the course number and the teacher, and it'll tell you what book you need for that semester. Okay. Now, what I would do is I wouldn't purchase it. I would just get a printout of the books, and then I would email my professor and ask the professor if these are the definite books for the semester, because like I said in the other video, I think the professors will change the books without the bookstore even knowing it. Okay, so make sure you email your professors maybe a week before school starts, just so you will know if that is the right book that you need for that class, because otherwise you'll be wasting your money, and sometimes when you buy books from the bookstore, they won't take them back. And if you do sell them back to them, they'll give you like $20 for a book you paid $240 for. Yeah, You make your professor hunty. Okay, my fourth point is refund checks. Don't spend it all at one place, kids. Alright. Because baby, and refund checks be looking good to it. Okay. Refund checks are exciting. When I get mine, I'm excited. I go shopping. I do everything. But I always make sure to buy my books and my school supplies first. Buy your books and your school supplies first before you buy anything. Because once you get the money, once you get the refund check, and once you start spending it, it's gonna get out of control, and you're gonna spend without knowledge of how much money you're really spending, and then you're gonna spend money that could have went towards your books, and then you're gonna go to school and you don't have books. Now you gotta wait till your next paycheck comes so you can buy books, when most professors require you to have your book a week after school is ended. So make sure you buy your books and your school supplies first, because best believe professors don't care nothing about what kind of situation you got going on. Now, there's some that don't care about. They know, professors will tell you, you knew that you had this class, you in college. You knew you was going to need a book, so you need to have that book.